Thunder cracked over Cedar Grove, Georgia, the summer storm turning the sky to bruised purple, rain hammering the old Brooks plantation like a vengeance. Ava Miller, 12, sprinted across the muddy yard, her long brown hair plastered to her face, t-shirt and jeans soaked. Rex, a 4-year-old German shepherd, loped beside her, his black and tan fur matted, amber eyes sharp despite weeks of scavenging since the plantation shut down. They ducked into the crumbling mansion's back porch, seeking shelter, Ava's sneakers squelching, Rex's paws leaving prints. The girl's heart raced. She wasn't supposed to be here, but the abandoned estate, once her grandpa's pride, drew her like a magnet. "Rex, stay close," Ava whispered, shoving wet bangs aside. The dog whined, nudging her leg, his presence steadying her. Lightning lit the porch, revealing peeling paint and overgrown jasmine choking the railings. Rex's ears twitched, a low growl rumbling. "What is it, boy?" Ava frowned, following his gaze to a rusted cellar window, half hidden by weeds. He barked, sharp and urgent, clawing at the glass. Ava's stomach knotted. "Quiet, Rex! Someone'll hear!" But he didn't stop, his barks echoing, tail rigid. She knelt, peering through the grime. A faint voice, weak and raspy, drifted up. "Help, please!" Ava froze, her breath catching. "Who's there?" she called, voice trembling. Rex's growl softened, his nose pressed to the window, whining. The voice came again, clearer. "I'm down here. Trapped." Lightning flashed, revealing a face. Old, lined, white hair, thin, eyes desperate. Ava gasped, scrambling back. "Oh my God, Rex, there's a man!" She fumbled her phone, hands shaking, dialing Dr. Ellie Harper, the town vet who'd been kind to her stray finds. "Ellie, it's Ava. There's a guy in the Brooks basement locked up. Rex found him." Ellie's voice crackled, urgent. "Stay put, Ava. I'm coming. Don't go in." Ava hung up, heart pounding. Rex barked again, pawing the window, his urgency infectious. "Okay, boy, we gotta check," she said, fear mixing with resolve. She pried the window, rusted hinges groaning, Rex squeezing through first, his growl echoing in the dark. Ava followed, dropping into the damp cellar, the air thick with mold and despair. Rex stood over an old man, Henry Brooks, 78, slumped on a sagging cot, his faded plaid shirt torn, face gaunt. "You're Henry?" Ava stammered, recognizing the plantation's owner from old photos. Henry's eyes widened, voice cracking. "You know me, kid?" Rex whined, licking his hand, tail low but steady. Ava nodded, kneeling. "I'm Ava Miller." "My grandpa worked your fields. Everyone thinks you're in a nursing home." Henry's laugh was bitter, cut by a cough. "My daughter-in-law, Claire, locked me here. Wants my land for some big-shot company." Ava's jaw dropped. "Claire Ramsey, but she's on the town council." Henry's eyes darkened. "She's a snake, her and her brother Mark. They're selling my fields to Agricorp, forging my name." Rex growled, pacing, his instincts flaring. Ava's mind raced. Claire, always polished, had tearfully told the town Henry was too sick to stay home. Lies. Footsteps thudded above. Ava froze, Rex's hackles rising, his growl low and fierce. "She's back," Henry whispered, panic flashing. "Hide!" Ava grabbed Rex, ducking behind a stack of crates, her heart slamming. The cellar door creaked, Claire's voice sharp. "Henry, you eating or what?" Light spilled down, revealing Claire, 45, blonde hair perfect, dress crisp, holding a tray of stale bread, her eyes narrowed, spotting the open window. "What the hell?" She pulled a phone, voice cold. "Mark, someone's been here. Check the grounds." Ava's blood froze. Rex tensed, ready to lunge, but she gripped his collar, whispering, "Stay, boy." Claire's heels clicked, her voice venomous. "Henry, you talking to someone? Keep quiet or I cut your water." Henry's voice shook defiant. "You won't win, Claire. These fields ain't yours." A slap echoed, Henry grunting. Ava's fists clenched, fury rising. Rex's growl barely contained. Claire stormed out, locking the door, her phone buzzing with Mark's voice. "Found dog tracks. We got a problem." Ava exhaled, crawling out, Rex pressing close, his warmth grounding her. "Mr. Brooks, we're getting you out," she said, voice fierce. Henry's eyes glistened. "You and this dog? You're my miracle." Rex whined, nudging him as if agreeing. Ava's phone vibrated. Ellie texting. "Here, where are you?" She typed fast. "Cellar. Claire's dangerous." Headlights flashed outside, Ellie's truck pulling up. Ava's hope surged, but Claire's car roared back, tires screeching. Rex's bark exploded, a vow to protect, as Ava realized the fight was just beginning. The storm's last rumbles faded over Cedar Grove, Georgia, leaving a muggy dawn that clung to the skin like damp cotton. Ava Miller, 12, stood in Dr. Ellie Harper's vet clinic, her long brown hair tied back, t-shirt and jeans still muddy from the Brooks plantation. Her heart pounded, replaying the night's shock. Rex, the 4-year-old German shepherd, barking at a cellar window, revealing Henry Brooks, 78, locked away by his daughter-in-law, Claire Ramsey. Rex sat beside her, black and tan fur cleaned, amber eyes tracking every move, his bandaged paws a badge of his trek through the rain. Henry's frail voice echoed in Ava's mind. "Claire's selling my land, forging my name." The image of Claire's cold slap burned her thoughts. Ellie, 30. Short blonde hair tucked under a cap, lab coat crisp, knelt by Rex, checking his wounds. "This guy's tough," she said, her vet's calm masking worry. "Ava, you sure about Henry?" Ava nodded, voice tight. "He's in that basement, Ellie." "Claire's lying to everyone." Rex whined, nudging Ava's hand, his loyalty steadying her. The clinic's antiseptic smell mixed with wet dog, grounding the chaos. Ava's dad was out of town, trucking, leaving her to face this alone. "We gotta get him out," she said, eyes fierce. Ellie stood frowning. "Claire's powerful, kid." "Town council, big money. We need proof." The door jangled, and Jack Carter, 50, stepped in, his black hair streaked gray, flannel shirt worn from years managing Henry's fields. His face was grim, eyes flickering to Ava. "Heard you were at the plantation," he said, voice rough. Ava's gut twisted. Jack had worked for Henry forever, but his silence since Henry left felt wrong. "You knew he was there, didn't you?" she accused, Rex's low growl backing her. Jack's jaw tightened. "I didn't know, Ava. Claire said Henry was in a home, sick." Ellie crossed her arms, skeptical. "Funny how nobody checked. You were his right-hand man." Jack shifted, uneasy. "Claire fired me after Henry left. Said the plantation was done." Ava's eyes narrowed. "Henry said she's selling it to Agricorp, forging papers." Jack's face paled, a flash of guilt crossing it. "He told you that?" Rex's ears perked, his stare boring into Jack, sensing the half-truth. Ellie's phone buzzed, a text from an unknown number. "Stay out of it, vet." Her breath caught, showing Ava. Claire's watching. Ava's heart raced. "She knows we saw Henry." Rex's growl deepened, his body tense, ready to protect. Jack stepped back, hands up. "I ain't part of this, Ellie." Ava snapped. "Then help us." "Henry's starving down there," Rex barked, sharp, his presence a challenge. Jack sighed, rubbing his neck. Henry was digging into Claire before he vanished. "Found some ledger. Agricorp deals off the books." Ava's eyes widened. "Where is it?" Jack shook his head. "Don't know. Claire cleaned out his office. Ellie's jaw clenched. Convenient. Rex's nose twitched, sniffing the air, alerting to something outside. Ava peered through the blinds, spotting a black SUV idling across the street, windows tinted. "Ellie, look," she whispered, pointing. Ellie squinted. "That's Claire's car." Ava's stomach dropped. Claire, always smiling at town meetings, was a predator now, her grip on Cedar Grove tightening. The door swung open. Claire Ramsey, 45, striding in, blonde hair perfect, dress sharp, her smile cold. "Ellie, Ava, what's this about my father-in-law?" she said, voice honeyed but edged. Rex's hackles rose, snarling, his stance fierce. Ava gripped his collar, heart hammering. "We know you locked Henry in the basement," she blurted, fury overriding fear. Claire's smile faltered, eyes flashing. "That's absurd, Ava. Henry's in a care home. Dementia's got him bad." Ellie stepped forward, defiant. "We saw him, Claire. He's not sick." Claire's laugh was brittle. "A kid and a stray dog." "Nobody'll believe you." Rex's bark exploded, a vow to protect, making Claire flinch. "Control that mutt," she snapped, "or animal control will." Ava's fists clenched. "You're lying." "You're stealing his land." Claire's eyes narrowed, voice low. "Careful, Ava. Rumors like that hurt people." She turned to Jack, sharp. "You feeding them this nonsense?" Jack froze, voice low. "I don't know nothing, Claire." Her smile returned, chilling. "Good. Keep it that way." She left, the SUV peeling out, leaving a threat in the air. Ava's knees shook, Rex pressing close, his warmth calming her. "She's scared," Ellie said, locking the door. "That's why she's here." Jack's face darkened. "She's got the sheriff in her pocket. Be careful, Ellie." Ava spun on him. "You're hiding something, Jack. What did Henry find?" Jack hesitated, guilt heavy. He had a safe hidden in the library. "Might be there." Ellie's eyes lit up. "That's our shot." Rex's tail flicked, his instincts flaring, as if sensing the plan. Ava's phone buzzed. A new text, unknown. "Tell no one, or your dad's next." Her blood froze, showing Ellie. "They're after my dad?" Rex's growl rumbled, his gaze fierce, a guardian ready to fight. Ellie hugged her, firm. "We're not alone, Ava." "Rex started this, and we're finishing it." Ava nodded, tears burning, Rex's steady stare her anchor. Claire's web was tight, but Rex's courage lit a fire in Cedar Grove, and Ava was ready to burn it down. The morning haze hung heavy over Cedar Grove, Georgia, the air thick with the scent of wet pine and earth after the storm. Ava Miller, 12, stood in the back room of Dr. Ellie Harper's vet clinic, her long brown hair tied in a messy ponytail, t-shirt and jeans still flecked with mud from the Brooks plantation. Her heart pounded, the image of Henry Brooks, 78, locked in his own basement, searing her mind. Rex, the 4-year-old German shepherd, sat vigilant beside her, his black and tan fur brushed, amber eyes sharp, bandaged paws a testament to his relentless search for truth. Claire Ramsey's icy threat, "Control that mutt," echoed, her black SUV's departure leaving a chill deeper than the rain. The text threatening Ava's dad, "Tell no one, or he's next," burned in her pocket, fear clashing with fury. Ellie, 30, short blonde hair tucked under a cap, lab coat wrinkled, leaned against a counter, her vet's calm fraying. "Claire's not playing, Ava," she said, voice low, holding a vial of sedative she'd found in Henry's cellar. "This stuff's strong. Keeps him docile." Ava's fists clenched. "She's drugging him?" Rex whined, nudging her leg, his warmth grounding her. Ellie nodded, grim. "Explains why he's so weak." "We need that ledger Jack mentioned." Jack Carter, 50, hovered near the door, black hair streaked gray, flannel shirt worn, his vague hint about Henry's hidden safe nagging at Ava. "You sure it's in the library?" she asked, eyes narrowing. Jack's jaw twitched, guilt flickering. Henry was cagey. Said the safe had proof. Agri-Corp's dirty deals. Rex's ears perked, his growl low, sensing Jack's unease. Ellie crossed her arms. "Why didn't you tell anyone, Jack? You worked for Henry forever." Jack shifted, voice rough. "Claire threatened my family. Said she'd ruin us if I talked." Ava's voice cracked. "So you let her lock him up?" Rex's bark was sharp, a challenge, his presence fierce. Jack looked away, shame heavy. "I didn't know he was there, Ava. Swear it." The clinic door jangled. Sheriff Tate, 55, striding in, badge glinting, face stern. "Ellie, got a complaint," he said, eyeing Ava. "Claire says you and this kid are spreading lies about Henry." Ava's heart sank, Rex's hackles rising, snarling at Tate's approach. "It's not lies," Ava shouted, gripping Rex's collar. "We saw Henry in the basement." Ellie stepped forward, holding up the vial. "Found this, Sheriff. Sedatives, not prescribed. Explain that." Tate's eyes flickered, but he waved it off. "Claire says Henry's in a home. Dementia's bad. You got proof otherwise?" Ava's fury surged. "Go look in the cellar." Tate sighed, patronizing. "Can't barge in without a warrant, kid. Claire's got rights." Rex's growl deepened, his stance protective, as if daring Tate to lie. Ellie's voice was steel. "She's drugging him, Tate. You gonna ignore that?" The sheriff hesitated, caught in Claire's sway. "Bring me evidence, Ellie." "Real evidence." He left, the door slamming, leaving a threat in the air. Ava's knees shook. "He's with her, isn't he?" Ellie nodded, grim. Cedar Grove's bought and paid for. Her phone buzzed, a call from the clinic's supplier, but a man's voice cut in, low and cold. "Drop it, vet, or the kid's dad has an accident." Ellie's face paled, hanging up, showing Ava. "They're everywhere." Ava's throat tightened, tears burning. "My dad's on the road. They can't." Rex pressed close, his whine a vow to protect, his strength fueling her. Ellie hugged her, firm. "We're not stopping, Ava. Rex found Henry for a reason." The back door creaked, Jack tensing, Rex's growl rumbling. A woman slipped in, Clara Ramsey, 47, Claire's sister-in-law, blonde curls loose, sweater plain, her face pale with fear. "Ellie, Ava, I need to talk," she whispered, eyes darting. Ava froze, Rex snarling, his instincts flaring. "You're with Claire," Ava snapped, stepping back. Clara's hands shook, voice breaking. "I didn't know about Henry, I swear. Claire said he was sick." "I found papers, land deals, Agri-Corp, forged signatures." Ellie's eyes narrowed. "Why help now?" Clara's tears fell. "I saw Henry's medicine cabinet, empty." "She's killing him." Ava's jaw dropped. Clara turning on Claire. "Show us," Ellie demanded, grabbing her bag. Clara pulled a crumpled page from her purse. Dates, payments, Agri-Corp's logo, signed CR. "Claire's working with my husband, Mark," she said, voice trembling. "He's her lawyer." Rex's growl softened, his gaze probing Clara, sensing truth. Ava's mind raced. "Where's the ledger?" Clara shook her head. "Mark's office, maybe, but Claire's watching it." Ellie's voice was sharp. "We're going, now." They piled into Ellie's truck, Ava and Rex in back, Clara shotgun, Jack staying behind, his guilt a shadow. "I'll keep quiet," he muttered, uneasy. Rex's nose twitched, sniffing the air, alerting to a car trailing them, a black SUV, Claire's. "Ellie, they're following!" Ava gasped, clutching Rex. Ellie floored it, tires screeching, the plantation's fields blurring past. "Hold on!" she yelled, swerving onto a dirt road. The SUV gained, a gunshot cracking, shattering the rear window. Ava screamed, ducking, Rex barking furiously, his body shielding her. Ellie skidded into a ditch, the truck stalling. "Out!" she shouted, grabbing her pistol. Ava scrambled, Rex leaping beside her, snarling at the SUV. Clara sobbed, cowering. "I didn't know they'd shoot." A man stepped out, Mark Ramsey, 48, Claire's brother, suit crisp, gun raised. "Enough, Ellie," he called, voice cold. "Hand over the papers." Ava's heart stopped, but Rex lunged, tackling Mark, teeth grazing his arm. Mark yelped, dropping the gun, Ellie firing a warning shot. "Back off, Mark," she yelled as Rex pinned him, a guardian unleashed. Ava grabbed the papers from Clara, heart pounding. "You set us up?" she cried, betrayal stinging. Clara's eyes widened, frantic. "No, Mark followed me." Ellie zip-tied Mark, his face twisted in rage. "Claire'll bury you," he spat. Rex's growl was a promise, his loyalty unwavering. Ellie's phone buzzed, a text from Jack. "Claire's at the plantation, sheriff's with her." Ava's blood froze. "They're covering it up." Ellie's eyes blazed, hauling Mark up. "We're getting Henry. Rex, lead the way." The dog's bark echoed, a call to battle, as Cedar Grove's secrets unraveled bullet by bullet. The late morning sun scorched Cedar Grove, Georgia, its humid grip tightening around the old Brooks plantation, where fields of wilted cotton stretched under a hazy sky. Ava Miller, 12, crouched in the back of Dr. Ellie Harper's truck, her long brown hair damp under a baseball cap, t-shirt and jeans streaked with dirt. Her heart thumped, the memory of Henry Brooks, 78, locked in his basement, fueling her resolve. Rex, the 4-year-old German shepherd, pressed close, his black and tan fur warm, amber eyes sharp, bandaged paws steady despite the chaos. They'd escaped Mark Ramsey's gunfire on a dirt road, his betrayal trailing his wife Clara to ambush them, still burning Ava's chest. Clara's papers, proof of Claire Ramsey's forged land deals with Agricorp, were clutched in Ava's hands, but Jack's text, "Claire's at the plantation with the sheriff," meant danger was closing in. Ellie, 30, short blonde hair mussed, lab coat swapped for a flannel, gripped the wheel, her pistol tucked beside her. "We're hitting the library," she said, voice tight, eyes flicking to the rear view. "Jack said Henry's safe is there." Ava nodded, clutching Rex's collar. "Claire's covering her tracks, isn't she?" Rex whined, sensing her fear, his loyalty, a steady pulse. Clara, 47, blonde curls loose, sweater wrinkled, sat shotgun, her face pale with guilt. "I didn't know Mark would shoot," she whispered, hands trembling. "He's in too deep with Claire." Ellie's jaw clenched. "You better not be playing us, Clara." The plantation loomed, its mansion's faded grandeur a mask for Claire's crimes. Ellie parked behind a barn, tires crunching gravel. "Stay low," she hissed, cutting the engine. Ava's stomach knotted, the text threatening her dad. "Tell no one, or he's next." A gnawing dread. "Rex, you ready?" she whispered. The dog's tail flicked, his gaze fierce, a guardian born for this moment. They slipped through the overgrown yard, Jasmine heavy, Rex's nose low, sniffing for threats. Rrr. Clara led, pointing to a side door. "Library's through there. Claire doesn't know about it." Inside, the mansion's air was musty, hardwood floors creaking underfoot. Ava's sneakers squeaked, Rex's claws clicking, his ears twitching at every sound. The library was grand, oak shelves towering, dust motes dancing in slanted light. A portrait of Henry's late wife, Margaret, hung above a fireplace, her eyes kind but stern. "The safe's behind it," Clara said, voice shaky, glancing at Ava. Henry told me once in case. Ellie's eyes narrowed. You knew too much, Clara. Ava's voice cracked. Why didn't you help him? Rex growled, low, his stance protective, sensing Clara's half-truths. Clara's tears fell. I was scared. Mark's ruthless. Ellie shoved the portrait aside, revealing a steel safe, its dial glinting. Ava, keep watch, she said, spinning the lock. Rex paced, nose sniffing, barking suddenly at the door. Ava's heart leaped, peering through a crack. Flashlights bobbed outside, Sheriff Tate's voice barking orders. They're here, she hissed, clutching Rex. Ellie cursed, working faster. Almost got it, Clara sobbed, cowering. They'll kill us. Ava's fury flared. You brought us here. Rex's growl deepened, his body a shield ready to fight. The safe clicked open, revealing folders, a USB drive, and a leather journal, Henry's ledger. Ellie grabbed them, flipping through. Land deeds, AgriCorp contracts, forged signatures, she muttered, eyes wide. This buries Claire. Ava's hope surged, but footsteps thumped closer. Rex lunged, barking furiously, as the door burst open. Claire Ramsey, 45, blonde hair perfect, dress crisp, stood with Tate, pistol raised. Drop it, Ellie, she snapped, voice ice. Tate smirked, badge glinting. You're trespassing, Doc. Ava's blood froze, Rex snarling, his teeth bared at Claire. You locked Henry up, Ava screamed, tears burning. Claire's eyes flashed, cold. Henry's sick, Ava. You're confused. Ellie stepped forward, holding the ledger. We've got proof, Claire. It's over. Claire laughed, but it was forced, her gun steady. Proof. This town's mine. Rex's bark exploded, a war cry, distracting Tate. Ava grabbed a book, hurling it, knocking his gun. Run! Ellie yelled, firing a shot, grazing Claire's shoulder. Claire screamed, stumbling as Tate lunged. Rex tackled him, pinning him down, his strength unstoppable. Ava scrambled, grabbing the ledger, Clara frozen in panic. Move! Ellie shouted, shoving her toward a back hall. Outside, tires screeched. Another car, Mark's SUV, blocking their path. They're boxing us, Ava gasped, clutching Rex's leash. Ellie fired, shattering a window, glass raining. Through there! They climbed out, Claire's voice cursing behind. Get them! Rex led, weaving through the fields, Ava's legs burning, the ledger heavy in her hands. Clara tripped, sobbing. I didn't know Mark was here. Ellie hauled her up, sharp. Prove it, or you're done. They reached a ditch, hiding in tall grass, Rex panting but alert, his gaze fierce. Ava's phone buzzed. A call from her dad, safe but unaware. He's okay, she whispered, relief fleeting. Ellie checked the USB, files loading, emails, payments, a name beyond Claire. R.S. Vaughn, AgriCorp's CEO. Vaughn's the real snake, Ellie hissed. Ava's jaw dropped. He's bigger than Claire? Clara's voice trembled. Mark met him. Secret deals. Millions. I didn't know. Rex's ears twitched, growling at headlights approaching. Mark hunting them. Ava's heart hammered. Clara's betrayal a raw wound. You knew about Vaughn, she accused, voice shaking. Clara shook her head, frantic. I found out yesterday. Mark's scared of him. Ellie's eyes blazed, gun ready. We're not running forever. Rex's bark was a vow, his courage igniting Ava. She clutched the ledger, whispering, We're saving Henry, Rex. The dog's gaze locked on hers, a silent promise. Mark's SUV stopped, his voice shouting, Come out, Ellie! Ava's fear turned to fire. Claire's web was vast, but Rex's heart was bigger, and Cedar Grove's truth was breaking free. The midday heat pressed down on Cedar Grove, Georgia, the air thick with humidity, cicadas droning in the cotton fields surrounding the Brooks plantation. Ava Miller, 12, crouched in a ditch, her long brown hair matted under a baseball cap, t-shirt and jeans soaked with sweat and grass stains. Her heart pounded, Henry Brooks's gaunt face, locked in his basement, burning in her mind. Rex, the 4-year-old German shepherd, lay beside her, black and tan fur damp, amber eyes alert, bandaged paws steady despite their escape from Claire Ramsey's gunfire in the mansion's library. The ledger, proof of Claire's forged land deals with Agricorp, was tucked in Ava's backpack, alongside a USB drive naming R.S. Vaughn, Agricorp's CEO, as the mastermind. Clara Ramsey's shaky alliance and Mark Ramsey's betrayal, ambushing them with Sheriff Tate, had left Ava's trust frayed, the threat to her dad a knife in her gut. Dr. Ellie Harper, 30, short blonde hair tangled, flannel shirt torn, crouched nearby, pistol gripped tight, her vet's calm shattered by Claire's ruthlessness. "We're sitting ducks," she whispered, peering through the tall grass. "Mark's out there." Clara, 47, blonde curls limp, sweater stained, huddled close, her face pale with fear. "I didn't know he'd follow," she stammered, voice breaking. "He's obsessed with Vaughn's deal." Ava's eyes blazed. "You should have warned us." Rex's low growl backed her, his protective stance a quiet storm, sensing Clara's guilt. Headlights flashed. Mark's black SUV prowling the field's edge, its engine a low growl. "They're circling," Ellie hissed, checking the USB. "Vaughn's emails, millions in payoffs, Claire's just a pawn." Ava's stomach dropped. "Bigger than Claire?" Rex's ears twitched, his nose sniffing the air, barking sharply at a rustle nearby. Ava froze, clutching his collar, as a figure stumbled through the grass. Jack Carter, 50, black hair streaked gray, flannel shirt bloodied, face bruised. "It's me," he gasped, collapsing. "Claire's goons jumped me." Ellie rushed to him, checking his wounds. "Jack, what happened?" Ava's voice trembled, suspicion flaring. "You texted us into a trap." Rex's growl rumbled, his gaze piercing Jack, as if weighing his truth. Jack coughed, wincing. "I didn't know Claire was there," found her at the plantation snooping, tried to stall her. He pulled a key from his pocket, trembling. "Henry's safe house, old barn, Northfield. He kept backups there." Ava's heart leaped. "More evidence?" Clara's eyes widened, voice shaky. "Henry never told me about a safe house." Ellie's jaw clenched. "We're going. Jack, you with us?" Jack nodded, grim. "For Henry." But Ava's doubt lingered. Jack's secrecy had cost them. Rex barked again, urgent, pulling toward the barn, his instincts a beacon. "He knows the way," Ava said, standing, the ledger heavy in her pack. They moved, keeping low, the SUV's lights sweeping closer, Mark's voice shouting, "Spread out! She's got the files!" Ava's pulse raced. Rex's barks guiding them through the fields, cotton stalks snagging her clothes. The barn loomed, its red paint flaked, roof sagging under years of neglect. Ellie pried open a side door, splinters creaking, the air inside thick with hay and oil. Rex darted in, sniffing, barking at a rusted toolbox buried under straw. "Good boy," Ava whispered, kneeling, her hands shaking as she opened it. A locked metal case, Henry's initials etched. Ellie worked the lock, muttering, "Come on." Clara paced, frantic. "If Mark finds us," Ava snapped, "then help, Clara." Rex's growl softened, his gaze steady, urging trust. The case clicked open, more deeds, bank records, a burner phone. Ellie scanned them, eyes wide. "Vaughn's funneling cash through Claire to buy the town's water rights." Ava gasped. "Water? That's why they want Henry's land." Rex's ears perked, barking furiously at the door, hackles raised. Headlights flooded the barn, Mark's SUV screeching to a halt. "Out now!" Ellie yelled, grabbing the case, firing a shot through the door. Ava clutched Rex, heart hammering as bullets splintered wood, Clara screaming, "He'll kill us!" Mark's voice boomed. "Give me the files, Ellie, or the kid's dad doesn't make it home." Ava's blood froze, tears burning. "He's lying, right?" Rex lunged, snarling, his teeth bared at the door, a guardian defying fear. Ellie shoved Clara toward a ladder. "Hayloft, go!" Ava scrambled up, Rex leaping beside her, his barks a war cry. Jack lagged, clutching his side, blood seeping. "I'm slowing you!" he panted. "Leave me!" Ellie hauled him up, fierce. "No one's left behind." From the loft, Ava saw Mark and two men storm in, rifles raised. "Check the loft!" Mark barked, his suit stained with sweat. Rex's growl vibrated, his body shielding Ava, ready to strike. Ellie whispered, "We need a diversion." Clara, trembling, pulled a flare from her purse. "Found this in the truck," she said, voice shaky. "I can help." Ava's jaw dropped. "You sure?" Clara nodded, guilt raw. "For Henry." She lit the flare, tossing it into the straw below, flames erupting, smoke billowing. Mark cursed, men coughing, retreating. "Go!" Ellie shouted, shoving Ava toward a skylight. Rex leaped, nudging it open, glass cracking, as they climbed onto the roof, flames licking below. Ava's lungs burned, the case heavy, Rex's warmth her anchor. They slid down a rusted drainpipe, landing in mud, Mark's men shouting through the smoke. Clara stumbled, gasping. "I didn't know it had spread." Ellie gripped her arm, sharp. "You bought us time. Move." Rex led, weaving through the field, his barks a beacon, the fire's glow, lighting their path. Ava's phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. "You can't hide forever." Her heart stopped, showing Ellie. "Vaughn?" Ellie's eyes darkened. "He's watching." Jack, panting, pointed north. "Safe house is a mile out. Henry's got a radio there." Ava's hope flickered, but Mark's SUV roared, cutting through the field, headlights pinning them. Rex snarled, standing firm, his courage a shield. Ava clutched the ledger, whispering, "We're not done, Rex." Ellie raised her gun, voice fierce. "Run!" The dog's bark echoed, a vow to save Henry, as Cedar Grove's shadows closed in, tighter than ever. The Georgia dusk cloaked Cedar Grove in a humid haze, the cotton fields around the Brooks plantation rustling under a restless breeze. Ava Miller, 12, sprinted through the underbrush, her long brown hair tangled under a muddy cap, t-shirt and jeans torn from their escape through a burning barn. Her heart thundered, Henry Brooks's frail form, locked in his basement, driving her forward. Rex, the 4-year-old German shepherd, led the charge, his black and tan fur streaked with soot, amber eyes blazing, bandaged paws pounding despite the ordeal. The ledger and USB drive, proof of Claire Ramsey's forged land deals with AgriCorp's CEO, R.S. Vaughn, weighed heavy in Ava's backpack. Mark Ramsey's SUV, hot on their trail after Clara's flare, sparked chaos, sent fear spiking through her, his threat to her dad a raw wound. Dr. Ellie Harper, 30, short blonde hair matted, flannel ripped, gripped her pistol, covering their rear. "Keep moving," she hissed, her vet's calm shattered by Mark's relentless hunt. Clara Ramsey, 47, blonde curls limp, sweater tattered, stumbled beside her, guilt etched on her face after her desperate flare saved them. "I didn't mean to trap us," she panted, voice breaking. Ava's eyes flashed. "You better mean it now." Rex's low growl backed her, his protective stance fierce, sensing Clara's turmoil. Jack Carter, 50, black hair streaked gray, flannel bloodied, lagged behind, his wounds slowing him. "Safe house is close," he grunted, pointing to a wooded ridge. Rex barked, sharp. weaving through pines, his nose low, guiding them to a dilapidated shed, its tin roof sagging, hidden by overgrowth. "This is it," Ava whispered, heart racing. Ellie kicked the door open, dust swirling, the air stale with oil and mildew. Rex darted in, sniffing, barking at a rusted cabinet. "Good boy," Ellie said, prying it open. A radio, crackling with static, and a locked safe, Henry's initials carved. Ava's hope surged. "More proof?" Clara's eyes widened, voice shaky. "Henry never told me about this." Jack collapsed, wincing. "He didn't trust anyone." Ellie worked the safe, muttering, "Come on." Rex's ears twitched, growling at the door, hackles raised. Headlights pierced the dusk, Mark's SUV screeching to a halt. "They found us," Ava gasped, clutching Rex. Mark's voice boomed. "Give it up, Ellie. You're out of moves." Ellie fired a warning shot, splintering the doorframe. "Back off, Mark." Ava's hand shook, the ledger heavy, Rex's snarl a vow to protect. Clara sobbed, cowering. "He'll kill us." Jack struggled up, grim. "I'll stall him." "Go." Before Ava could protest, Rex barked, lunging at a loose floorboard, pawing frantically. Ellie yanked it up, a trap door, leading to a dirt tunnel. "Henry's escape route," she said, eyes wide. Ava's jaw dropped. "He planned for this?" Clara's voice trembled. "I didn't know." Ellie shoved her toward the tunnel. "In now!" Ava grabbed Rex's leash, heart hammering as bullets thudded into the shed, Mark's men shouting. Jack fired back, groaning. "Go, Ellie!" Rex led, his barks echoing in the dark, Ava's sneakers slipping on damp earth. The safe's contents, a flash drive and deeds, tucked in her pack. The tunnel was tight, roots snagging Ava's clothes, the air heavy with clay. "Where's this lead?" she panted, Rex's warmth grounding her. Ellie's flashlight flickered. "Henry's old hunting cabin, half a mile out." Clara's sobs echoed. "Mark's too deep with Vaughn. He's desperate." Ava's fury flared. "You married him!" Rex's whine softened, urging calm, his instincts razor sharp. The tunnel sloped up, ending at a grate. Rex pawed it, barking as Ellie shoved it open, fresh air rushing in. They emerged in a clearing, the cabin's silhouette dark against the pines. Inside, the cabin was bare. Dusty cot, cracked radio, a single bulb flickering. Ellie plugged in the flash drive, files loading. Vaughn's orders to Claire, payoffs to Sheriff Tate, a hit on Henry if he resisted. "Jesus," Ellie whispered, voice shaking. "Vaughn owns this town." Ava's blood froze. "They planned to kill him?" Rex's growl rumbled, sensing danger, his nose sniffing the air. Clara clutched a chair, pale. "Mark said Vaughn's untouchable." Ava's voice cracked. "Not anymore." A crash outside, Mark's men kicking the door. "You're done, Harper," Mark yelled, gunfire shattering a window. Ava screamed, ducking, Rex lunging at the door, snarling, his teeth bared. Ellie returned fire, bullets sparking. "Hold them!" she shouted, grabbing the radio, static crackling. "Mayday! Anyone copy? This is Ellie Harper, Brooks' cabin, under attack." Clara's eyes widened, pulling a phone from her pocket. "I can help," she said, voice firm, dialing. "David, it's Mom. Get to Cedar Grove now. Henry's alive." Ava's jaw dropped. "Henry's son? You called him?" Clara's tears fell, guilt raw. "I cut him off like Claire wanted." "I'm fixing it." Rex's bark softened, his trust in Clara flickering as if sensing her turn. The radio crackled, a voice faint. "Harper, this is Deputy Mills, en route. 10 minutes." Ava's hope surged, but bullets pounded the walls, Mark's voice cold. "Give me the drive, or the kid's done." Ava's heart stopped, clutching Rex, his body a shield. "He's bluffing," Ellie said, but her voice wavered, fear for Ava's dad real. Rex barked, darting to a back window, pawing a loose board. Another exit? Ava gasped, shoving it open, pines swaying outside. Ellie fired, covering them. Go, Ava! Ava hesitated, tears burning. What about you? Ellie's eyes blazed. I'm right behind. Move! Ava climbed out, Rex leaping, Clara scrambling after, Ellie firing one last shot. They ran, branches snapping, Mark's men shouting, "They're out back!" Ava's legs burned, the drive heavy, Rex's barks leading to a creek, its banks slick with mud. A gunshot cracked, Clara stumbling, blood seeping from her arm. "I'm hit!" she gasped, collapsing. Ava froze, Rex circling her, snarling at the woods. Ellie caught up, tearing her flannel to bandage Clara. "You're okay. Stay with me." Clara's voice broke. "I deserve this." Ava's anger softened, seeing her pain. "You called David. That's enough." Rex's whine urged haste, his instincts flaring as headlights swept the creek. Mark, relentless. Ellie's phone buzzed, a live stream alert, her clinic's camera hacked, showing Henry's basement empty. "They moved him," Ava cried, heart sinking. Ellie's face hardened, streaming live. Cedar Grove, it's Ellie Harper. Claire Ramsey locked Henry Brooks in his basement and R.S. Vaughn's behind it. Comments surged. "Save Henry. Rex is a hero." Ava clutched Rex, whispering, "Find him, boy." His bark was a vow, his courage a beacon, as Mark's SUV roared closer, Cedar Grove's truth hanging by a thread. Twilight draped Cedar Grove, Georgia, in a heavy hush, the air thick with the scent of damp earth and pine as the last light bled from the sky. Ava Miller, 12, crouched in the underbrush near a muddy creek, her long brown hair matted under a tattered cap, t-shirt and jeans torn from their desperate flight from the Brooks plantation. Her heart pounded, the image of Henry Brooks, 78, locked in his basement, fueling her resolve. Rex, the 4-year-old German shepherd, pressed close, his black and tan fur slick with mud, amber eyes fierce, bandaged paws steady despite their ordeal. The ledger and USB drive, proof of Claire Ramsey's forged land deals with Agricorp's CEO, R.S. Vaughn, weighed heavy in Ava's backpack. Mark Ramsey's relentless pursuit, his men's gunfire at the safe house, and the hacked live stream showing Henry's empty cellar meant Claire had moved him, tightening the noose. Dr. Ellie Harper, 30, short blonde hair tangled, flannel blood-streaked, knelt beside Clara Ramsey, bandaging her wounded arm with a torn sleeve. Clara, 47, blonde curls limp, sweater soaked, grimaced, her call to Henry's son David, a fragile redemption. "They're coming," Ellie whispered, pistol gripped, her vet's calm shattered. Ava's voice shook, clutching Rex. "They took Henry. Where is he?" Rex's low whine anchored her, his loyalty a steady pulse, his bark a vow to find the old man. Clara's eyes glistened, guilt raw. "Claire's got a safe house, old mill, edge of town. Mark mentioned it." Headlights slashed the dusk, Mark's black SUV roaring closer, men shouting. "They're here!" Ava gasped, heart racing. Ellie stood, gun raised. "We're not done!" Rex snarled, hackles up, his body a shield, sensing the hunt. Before Ava could move, a new engine roared, a pickup truck skidding to a halt, blocking Mark's path. A man, 40s, broad-shouldered, dark hair, leaped out, shotgun in hand. "Back off, Ramsey!" he bellowed, firing into the air. Ava's jaw dropped. "Who's that?" Clara's voice broke. "David Brooks, Henry's son." Mark's men froze, Mark's voice sharp. "David, stay out of this!" David's eyes blazed, advancing. "Where's my dad, you bastard?" Rex barked, fierce, recognizing an ally, his tail flicking. Ellie grabbed Ava's arm. "Now's our chance." They ran, Rex leading, weaving through pines, Clara limping behind, David's shouts fading as he held Mark at bay. Ava's legs burned, the ledger heavy, hope surging. "David's here," she panted, tears of relief mixing with fear. Ellie's face hardened. "We need Henry." The old mill loomed, its rusted silos stark against the twilight, windows dark. Rex's nose twitched, barking at a side door, his urgency electric. Ellie kicked it open, dust swirling, the air stale with rot and oil. "Stay sharp," she whispered, flashlight sweeping. Ava's heart hammered, Rex's growl low, guiding them to a steel door, padlocked. "Henry's in there," Clara said, voice trembling, pointing to claw marks, Rex's from a desperate search. Ellie shot the lock, metal clanging, the door creaking open to a dank cellar. Henry lay on a concrete floor, frail, white hair thin, plaid shirt torn, his breathing shallow. "Henry!" Ava cried, rushing to him, Rex licking his face, whining, his tail thumping. Henry's eyes fluttered, voice weak. "Ava, you found me." Ellie checked his pulse, grim. "He's drugged bad," Clara sobbed, kneeling. "I'm so sorry, Henry." Ava's fury flared. "You let this happen!" Rex's bark softened, urging calm, his warmth steadying her. Henry's hand gripped Ava's, faint. "Get the ledger to David." Footsteps echoed above, Mark's men breaching the mill. "They're inside," Ellie hissed, lifting Henry, his weight heavy. Ava grabbed Rex's leash, heart pounding. "We're trapped," Rex snarled, darting to a rusted grate, pawing frantically. "Another tunnel?" Ellie gasped, prying it open, dirt spilling. "Go!" They crawled in, Ellie dragging Henry, Clara stumbling, Rex's barks guiding through the dark, roots snagging Ava's clothes. Gunshots rang above, Mark's voice roaring, "Find them!" The tunnel ended at a creek, moonlight glinting on water. Ellie laid Henry down, his breathing ragged. "He needs a hospital," she said, voice tight. Ava's phone buzzed. Lila's live stream, now viral, comments surging. "Save Henry! Rex is unreal!" Cedar Grove's watching. Ava whispered, hope flickering. Clara's voice shook. "Mark's got the sheriff." "They'll spin this." Rex's ears twitched, barking at headlights. David's pickup screeching up. "Ava!" he shouted, rushing over, face pale at Henry's state. "Dad, hold on!" Mark's SUV roared in, men piling out, rifles raised. "End of the line, Brooks," Mark yelled, gun trained. Ava's heart stopped, Rex lunging, snarling, tackling a gunman, teeth grazing his arm. David fired, dropping another as Ellie shot, grazing Mark's leg. He fell, cursing, but a new voice cut through. Sheriff Tate, badge flashing, deputies behind. "Drop your weapons," Tate barked, surprising Ava. "Mark Ramsey, you're under arrest." Ava's jaw dropped. "Tate's with us?" Tate's face was grim. Saw the live stream, Claire's done. Ellie handed him the ledger, voice fierce. "Vaughn's the real snake. Arrest him." Tate nodded, cuffing Mark, who spat, "Vaughn'll crush you." Rex's growl rumbled, standing over Henry, his mission clear. David knelt, tears falling. "Dad, I'm here." Henry's eyes opened, faint. "Knew you'd come." Ava hugged Rex, his warmth her anchor, whispering, "You did it, boy." Clara stepped forward, voice breaking. "I called David." "I was wrong, Henry." Henry's gaze softened, forgiving. "You're here now." Rex's tail flicked, his trust in Clara solidifying, sensing her turn. Lila's stream captured it, comments roaring. "Justice, Rex rules." Deputies loaded Mark, Tate radioing for an ambulance. "Henry's critical," he said, grim. Ava's heart raced, but David's resolve mirrored Rex's. "He'll make it," he said, lifting Henry as sirens wailed, closing in. Ellie's phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. Vaughn knows. Ava's blood chilled, showing her. "He's still out there," she whispered. Ellie's eyes blazed, streaming live. "Cedar Grove, Rex exposed Claire and Vaughn. Stand with us." Ava clutched Rex, his bark a vow, his courage afire. Henry was safe, but Vaughn's shadow loomed, and Cedar Grove's fight was far from over. "For Henry," Ava said, voice firm, Rex's gaze fierce, ready for the next battle. The early evening sun cast a golden glow over Cedar Grove, Georgia, bathing the town square in warmth, softening the scars of the Brooks plantation's dark secrets. Ava Miller, 12, stood on a makeshift stage, her long brown hair loose under a clean cap, a fresh t-shirt and jeans replacing her torn clothes. Her heart swelled with pride. Henry Brooks's frail but defiant voice, "Get the ledger to David," echoing in her mind. Rex, the 4-year-old German shepherd, sat tall beside her, black and tan fur gleaming, amber eyes calm, healed paws steady after their desperate fight. Claire Ramsey and Mark Ramsey were in custody, their forged land deals with AgriCorp's CEO, R.S. Vaughn, exposed by the Ledger, USB drive, and Ellie's viral live streams. Henry was safe in the hospital, reunited with his son David, but Vaughn's threatening text, "Vaughn knows," kept Ava's nerves taut. Doctor. Ellie Harper, 30, short blonde hair neat, stood nearby, her flannel swapped for a jacket, her vet's resolve softened by victory. "Ava, you're a hero," she whispered, smiling. Ava shook her head, stroking Rex's fur. "It's Rex." The dog's tail thumped, his warmth a steady anchor. David Brooks, 40s, dark hair, leaned on a railing, his eyes on the crowd, gratitude for his father's rescue evident. Clara Ramsey, 47, blonde curls pinned, sweater simple, stood humbly among locals, her call to David earning forgiveness. Jack Carter, 50, black hair combed, flannel clean, clapped from the front, his role in the safe house fight mending past doubts. The square buzzed, banners reading, "Honor Rex" fluttering, kids waving signs, "Team Henry." Sheriff Tate, 55, badge shining, took the podium, his loyalty to Claire broken by the live stream. "Cedar Grove, we're here for Henry Brooks, Ava Miller, and Rex," he boomed. They uncovered a crime that shook us. Cheers erupted, Ava blushing, Rex barking, proud. Tate handed Ellie a plaque. Cedar Grove Guardian Award. She knelt, pinning it to Rex's collar. "This is yours, boy," she said, voice clear. "You saved Henry." Rex's bark echoed, the crowd roaring, some wiping tears. Ava giggled, hugging him. "You're famous, Rex." Ellie's phone streamed live, comments flooding. "Rex rules. Ava's our hero." "Folks, Rex showed us truth wins," she said, voice warm. A reporter approached. "Ava, how's it feel?" Ava smiled, shy. "Like we did right by Henry." The reporter nodded. "Message for Cedar Grove." Ava's eyes swept the crowd. "Stick together. Trust your heart like Rex." Applause thundered, phones flashing, the moment spreading online. David stepped up, voice thick. "My dad's alive because of you, Ava. Thank you." Ava's throat tightened, Rex nudging her hand, his bond unbreakable. Clara approached, head low. "Ava, Ellie, I'm so sorry," she said, voice cracking. "I was blind to Mark's greed." Ava hesitated, then nodded. "You called David. That matters." Rex's tail flicked, his trust in Clara firm, sensing her redemption. Ellie's gaze softened. "Keep making it right, Clara." Jack handed Ava a file. "Feds are digging into Vaughn's accounts," he said, low. "Found links to other towns, same scam." Ava's pulse quickened. "He's still out there?" Jack nodded, grim. "For now." A commotion stirred at the square's edge. Ava turned, heart skipping, Rex's ears perking. A man, 50s, tailored suit, gray hair slick, pushed through, flanked by a deputy. "That's Victor Klein," David muttered, tensing. "Vaughn's lawyer." Klein's voice carried, smug. "Sheriff Tate, I'm filing for Mark's release. Your evidence is circumstantial." The crowd hissed, anger rising. Ava stepped forward, furious. "We've got the ledger, Klein. Claire drugged Henry," Rex growled, hackles up, staring Klein down, his instincts razor-sharp. Ellie held up the USB, voice fierce. "Vaughn's emails. Payoffs to Tate's own deputies." Tate's face hardened, badge flashing. "Klein, we've got enough to bury Mark." Klein smirked, unyielding. "You'll regret this, Sheriff." He turned, but Rex bolted, weaving through the crowd, barking furiously at a parked sedan. "Rex, what is it?" Ava yelled, sprinting after, Ellie and Tate following. The dog pawed the door, snarling. Tate ripped it open, pistol drawn, revealing a woman, 40s, red hair, scrambling to hide a laptop. "Freeze!" he shouted, cuffing her. "Lydia Hart, Vaughn's fixer." Ava's jaw dropped. Hart, Vaughn's secret ally. The laptop glowed, files linking Vaughn to Claire, Mark, and a hit list, Henry's name crossed out. Ellie streamed, voice sharp. "Cedar Grove." Rex caught Vaughn's right hand. "Justice for Henry," comments roared. "Go Rex." "Bust Vaughn." Sophie hugged Rex, beaming. "You're unstoppable." Hart spat, cuffed. "Vaughn's untouchable, kid." Ava's eyes blazed. Not to Rex. Tate hauled Hart away, the crowd cheering, Ava's heart soaring, Rex's bark a triumphant cry. David joined them, tears falling. "Dad's waking up, Ava." "He asked for you." Ava's chest tightened, pride mixing with fear. "He's okay," Rex whined, nudging her, his mission etched in his gaze. Ellie grinned, pocketing her phone. "Town's planning a statue for Rex." Clara stepped up, voice soft. "I found Hart's name in Mark's office. Didn't know she was here." Ava's trust in her grew. "You're helping now." Her phone buzzed. Dr. Cole, the hospital vet. "Henry's stable," she said, warm. Rex's visit perked him up. Ava's tears fell, relief crashing. "He's a fighter." Jack lingered, guilt heavy. "I should have spoken up sooner," he said, low. Ava met his gaze, softening. "You fought for Henry. That's enough." Rex's tail flicked, his bond with Jack mending. The square pulsed with life, but Hart's arrest sparked a new dread. Vaughn's network ran deeper. Ellie's eyes met Ava's, a vow sealed. "For Henry, we keep going," she said, firm. Rex's gaze was steady, ready for the next fight, as Cedar Grove stood united, their hero dog's courage a beacon against the looming shadow of R.S. Vaughn. The late afternoon sun hung low over Cedar Grove, Georgia, painting the community center in hues of amber, the air thick with the scent of blooming jasmine and grilled barbecue. Ava Miller, 12, stood on a grassy knoll beside the center, her long brown hair loose, a clean t-shirt and jeans a stark contrast to the mud-soaked chaos of days past. Her heart swelled with quiet triumph, Henry Brooks' frail but defiant spirit, freed from his basement prison, burning bright in her mind. Rex, the 4-year-old German shepherd, sat proud beside her, black and tan fur gleaming, amber eyes serene, healed paws steady after their relentless fight. Claire Ramsey, Mark Ramsey, and Lydia Hart were in federal custody, their forged land deals with AgriCorp's CEO, R.S. Vaughn, exposed by the ledger, USB drive, and Ellie's viral live streams. Henry was recovering, reunited with his son David, but Vaughn's elusive shadow, untraced despite his fixer's arrest, kept Ava's nerves sharp. Dr. Ellie Harper, 30, short blonde hair tucked under a cap, stood nearby, her jacket crisp, her vet's resolve softened by the town's gratitude. "Ava, you changed Cedar Grove," she said, smiling. Ava shook her head, petting Rex. Rex did. The dog's tail thumped, his warmth a steady anchor. David Brooks, 40s, dark hair, stood with Henry, now wheelchair-bound but alert, his white hair neat, plaid shirt clean. Clara Ramsey, 47, blonde curls pinned, sweater modest, mingled quietly, her role in calling David earning redemption. Jack Carter, 50, black hair combed, flannel pressed, clapped from the crowd, his courage in the safe house mending past silence. The center buzzed, banners reading Rex's heroes fluttering, locals waving signs. Save the fields. Mayor Evans, 60, took the podium, voice warm. "Cedar Grove, we honor Henry Brooks, Ava Miller, and Rex," he said. "They faced greed and brought us truth." Cheers erupted, Ava blushing, Rex barking, his pride palpable. Evans handed Ava a key to the town, engraved Guardian Spirit. She knelt, clipping it to Rex's collar. "This is for you, boy," she said, voice steady. "You saved Henry." Rex's bark rang out, the crowd roaring, some crying. Henry smiled, weak but warm. "Good girl, Ava." Ellie streamed live, comments flooding. "Rex forever. Cedar Grove's unstoppable." "Folks, Rex showed us loyalty beats lies," she said, voice vibrant. A reporter approached. "Ava, what's next?" Ava grinned, shy. "Keep the field safe like Henry wanted." The reporter nodded. "For the town?" Ava's eyes swept the crowd. "Believe in each other." Rex did. Applause thundered, phones flashing, the moment viral. David hugged Henry, voice thick. "Dad, you're home." Henry's hand trembled, gripping his son's. "Thanks to that dog." Clara stepped up, voice soft. "Ava, Ellie, I was wrong," she said, tears falling. "I let Mark blind me." Ava softened, seeing her pain. "You helped David, that's enough." Rex's tail flicked, his trust in Clara solid, sensing her heart. Ellie nodded, forgiving. "Keep doing right, Clara." Jack handed Ellie a file. "Feds traced Vaughn's offshore accounts," he said low. "He's in Atlanta, hiding." Ava's pulse quickened. "He's close?" Jack's face darkened. "Too close. Feds are moving, but he's slippery." A commotion broke the calm. Ava turned, heart racing, Rex's ears perking. A woman, 50s, sleek black hair, tailored suit, pushed through, flanked by a deputy. "That's Elaine Morrow," David muttered, tensing. "Vaughn's corporate counsel," Morrow's voice was sharp. "Sheriff Tate, I demand Lydia Hart's release. Your evidence is fabricated." The crowd murmured, anger flaring. Ava stepped forward, furious. "We've got Vaughn's files, Morrow. He paid Claire to hurt Henry." Rex growled, hackles up, staring Morrow down, his instincts blazing. Tate, badge flashing, blocked Morrow. "We've got proof, Elaine." Hart singing. Morrow smirked, undeterred. "Vaughn's untouchable, Sheriff." She turned, but Rex bolted, weaving through the crowd, barking furiously at a parked van. "Rex, what's that?" Ava yelled, sprinting after Ellie and Tate following. The dog pawed the door, snarling. Tate ripped it open, pistol drawn, revealing a man, 60s, silver hair, scrambling to hide a burner phone. "Freeze!" Tate shouted, cuffing him. "RS!" "Vaughn," he said, grim, shocking Ava. The crowd gasped, Ellie streaming live. "Cedar Grove, Rex caught RS." "Vaughn himself." Comments exploded. "Holy crap! Rex is king." Vaughn's face twisted, cuffed. "You're nothing, kid." Ava's eyes blazed, clutching Rex. "We're enough for you." Tate hauled Vaughn away, the crowd cheering, Ava's heart soaring. Rex's bark a triumphant roar. David rushed over, tears falling. "You got him, Ava." Henry, from his wheelchair, smiled, voice faint. "My field's safe now." Clara approached, voice breaking. "I found Vaughn's burner in Mark's car. Didn't know he was here." Ava's trust deepened. "You're one of us now." Ellie's phone buzzed. "Doctor." "Cole, the hospital vet." "Henry's walking, Ava," she said, warm. "Rex's visits are magic." Ava's tears fell, relief crashing. "He's strong like Rex." Jack lingered, guilt eased. "I let Henry down once," he said, low. Ava met his gaze, firm. "You fought for him. That's enough." The center hummed, but Vaughn's arrest sparked a new fear, a final untraced contact from his burner phone. Ellie whispered, "Someone's still out there." Ava's heart skipped, but David's resolve steadied her. "We'll find them," he said, hand on Henry's shoulder. Sophie hugged Rex, beaming. "You're our hero, boy." Rex's whine was gentle, his mission etched in Cedar Grove's soul. Lila ended the stream, grinning. "Rex's statue's funded." Ava knelt, ruffling Rex's fur. "You saved us all." A glint in the trees caught Ava's eye. A lens, faint but unmistakable. "Ellie, look," she hissed, pointing. Rex growled, low, staring into the woods, his instincts flaring. Tate nodded, radioing deputies. "Check the perimeter." Ava's fear returned. Vaughn's network a lingering shadow. Ellie's eyes met hers, a vow sealed. "For Henry, we keep fighting," she said, firm. Rex's gaze was unwavering, his bark a call to arms, as Cedar Grove stood united, their hero dog's legacy a shield against the darkness still lurking beyond. The sunset blazed over Cedar Grove, Georgia, painting the rolling cotton fields in hues of gold and crimson, a fitting farewell to the turmoil that had gripped the town. Ava Miller, 12, stood on a hill overlooking the Brooks plantation, her long brown hair loose, a clean t-shirt and jeans soft against her skin. Her heart was full. Henry Brooks's frail but triumphant smile, freed from his basement prison, etched in her memory. Rex, the 4-year-old German shepherd, sat proud beside her, black and tan fur gleaming, amber eyes steady, heeled paws firm after their relentless fight. Claire Ramsey, Mark Ramsey, Lydia Hart, and R.S. Vaughn were in federal custody, their forged land deals exposed by the Ledger, USB drive, and Ellie's viral live streams. Henry was home, reunited with his son David, but the glint of a hidden lens in the trees at the community center hinted at a final shadow, keeping Ava's senses sharp. Dr. Ellie Harper, 30, short blonde hair tucked under a cap, stood beside her, jacket open, her vet's resolve now a quiet strength. "Ava, you gave this town hope," she said, voice warm. Ava shook her head, petting Rex. Rex did. The dog's tail thumped, his warmth a steady vow. David Brooks, 40s, dark hair, stood with Henry, 78, now walking with a cane, his white hair neat, plaid shirt crisp. Clara Ramsey, 47, blonde curls loose, sweater simple, smiled softly, her redemption sealed by her courage. Jack Carter, 50, black hair combed, flannel clean, leaned on a fence, his role in the fight a badge of honor. The plantation's fields stretched wide, saved from AgriCorp's greed, a testament to Rex's loyalty. Ava's eyes traced the horizon, pride mixing with unease, the untraced contact from Vaughn's burner phone, a lingering threat. "They're still out there," she whispered, clutching Rex's collar. Ellie nodded, firm. "We'll find them." Rex's whine was gentle, his gaze fierce, a guardian ready for any storm. Henry approached, cane steady, voice strong. "Ava, you're family now." Ava's throat tightened, tears pricking. You're safe, Mr. Brooks. That's enough. David knelt beside Rex, ruffling his fur. Dad's fields are yours to roam, boy. Rex barked, joyful, his mission etched in Cedar Grove's soul. Clara handed Ava a letter, Henry's, written before his captivity. Found it in his safe, she said, voice soft. Ava opened it, Henry's handwriting steady. Ava, trust Rex. He's our heart, protect the land. Henry. Tears fell, Ava tucking it close. He knew, she whispered, Rex nudging her hand, his bond unbreakable. A rustle in the pines snapped Ava's focus. Rex growled low, ears perked, staring into the trees. Ellie, it's back, Ava hissed, heart racing, the lens glint fresh in her mind. Ellie drew her pistol, sharp. Stay here, Rex bolted, barking furiously. Weaving through the underbrush, Ava sprinting after, ignoring Ellie's shout. Rex, wait! The dog stopped at a clearing, snarling at a tripod camera, its red light blinking, a drone hovering above. Ellie caught up, firing, shattering the drone, debris raining. They're watching, she gasped, kicking the camera, its memory card glinting. Ava grabbed it, heart pounding. Who's doing this? Rex's growl deepened, his nose sniffing, leading to a hidden trail. Footsteps crunched, Sheriff Tate, badge flashing, deputies behind, guns drawn. Found you, Tate said, grim, but his eyes flicked to a figure emerging from the shadows, a man, 60s, bald, suit rumpled, hands raised. Enough, Tate, he said, voice cold. Ava's blood froze. Who's that? Ellie's jaw dropped, recognizing him. Paul Granger, AgriCorp's silent partner. Tate cuffed Granger, face hard. You're done, Paul. Feds traced your calls to Vaughn. Ava's jaw dropped. Granger, the final shadow? The memory card glowed in her hand. Files linking Granger to Vaughn, Claire, and a network of land scams across Georgia. Ellie streamed live, voice fierce. Cedar Grove, Rex caught AgriCorp's last snake. Comments surged. Unreal. Rex is a legend. Granger spat, cuffed. Your kids, nothing. Ava's eyes blazed, clutching Rex. We're enough. Tate hauled him away, deputies cheering, Ava's heart soaring, Rex's bark a victorious roar. Henry limped over, David supporting him, tears falling. You saved my legacy, Ava. Ava hugged Rex, beaming. Rex did, Mr. Brooks. The dog's whine was gentle, his mission complete. Clara smiled, voice soft. I'm testifying against Granger, for you, Henry. Henry nodded, forgiving. You're home now, Clara. Jack approached, guilt gone. I'm staying on, Henry. Fields need me. Henry clapped his shoulder, proud. Always did, Jack. Ellie's phone buzzed. Dr. Cole, the hospital vet. Henry's fields are protected, she said, warm. Town's funding a trust. Ava's tears fell, relief crashing. It's safe? Rex's tail flicked, his bond with Cedar Grove eternal. David handed Ava a deed, Henry's fields, now a community trust. For you too, he said, firm. Ava's chest tightened, pride overwhelming. For Rex, she corrected, ruffling his fur. The hill hummed with life, but Granger's arrest didn't erase the fight's cost. Ava faced the sunset, Rex at her side, Ellie's hand on her shoulder. Pawprints of Hope, this is for you, Ava said, imagining the channel's reach. Rex taught us loyalty beats greed, truth beats lies. Share your hero stories. Join our pack. Ellie streamed, voice soaring. Subscribe. Spread Rex's legacy. Comments flooded. We're in. Love, Rex. Henry handed Ava a folded photo, him with Rex, smiling. Ava, my guardian. Henry. Tears fell, Ava smiling, tucking it close. A breeze stirred, carrying the scent of free fields. Ava's resolve matched Rex's, a vow to protect Cedar Grove. "For Henry, for us," she said, voice strong. Rex's bark echoed, a rallying cry as the town stood united, their hero dog's legacy a shield against any future shadows. "Your hero's story starts now," Ava whispered, Rex's gaze bright, Cedar Grove's heart forever changed by a stray's unbreakable courage.